Men, take note. You do not have to just sit by and take all the anti-male sexism and all the anti-white racism, too, for that matter, and put up with it. You got legal options. All this anti-discrimination shit that's been implemented over the past couple of decades, it goes both ways. So men, don't feel bad about suing to defend yourself. Male lab worker sues for sexual discrimination after his female boss allegedly told him to man up over moving boxes and that she doesn't hire men because they are less organized. Hopefully this guy has proof of all of that, because that is a blatant violation of a lot of freaking laws right there. A lab worker has been allowed to bring a sexual discrimination case after his female boss allegedly told him to man up over moving some boxes and told him she doesn't hire men because they are less organized. Daniel Price said he suffered extreme discrimination at Peak Laboratories in Ebbw, Wales, which became a toxic environment after he was allegedly frozen out of conversations on several occasions. He alleges that lab manager Ashley Knowles told him he was lucky to have a job as he was a man. Yeah, these guys, they're getting too complacent. They think they can get away with anything. On one occasion, he claims she told him, "You're a man and you don't need to be listening to this." I've actually seen this myself. In workplaces that are heavily dominated by women, they do this shit all the time. All the stuff that if this was reversed, if this was a group of men excluding women from things, they would be sued into oblivion. So guess what, men? Don't listen to the fucking cucks that tell you to just man up and take it. Nothing's going to change. Nothing's going to get better unless you take action. If you're on the receiving end of this discrimination, seek any remedy that's legally available to you. And Terrence Popp is a master of this. He's actually going to be doing an entire training course on what he calls administrative violence, which is basically using the system against itself. I highly suggest you check him out and hear what he has to say. And no, he didn't pay me to shill. He says that a catalog of incidents between June of current year -2 and May of last year at the food testing lab in Ebbw, South Wales, amounted to an extreme discrimination against males within the workplace, leading to a toxic work environment for myself. Good on this dude for speaking up, too. The Employment Tribunal at Cardiff heard that discussing a new appointment, Ms. Knowles said it'll be more than likely a girl because women tend to be better and more organized in the lab. She then allegedly told Mr. Price, "You were lucky you have your job because everyone was shocked that it was a guy being employed. We normally only hire females because men are less organized." Mr. Price said on one occasion he was asked by Miss Knowles to carry boxes that had been delivered because you're a man. Sorry, equality, bitch. Another time when he challenged her that the tasks should not lie solely with him because he was male, she threatened him with disciplinary action over his alleged insubordination, he claims. On the 29th of October, current year -2, he received a WhatsApp from her talking about a visit from a colleague from another branch in which she said, "Use an extra set of hands when you can." Yeah, he could always move boxes too, the tribunal was told. On the 16th of March, current year -1, he refused to move boxes as he was suffering from a hernia, but was told by Miss Knowles, "Man up and get on with it. It's only a few boxes." Well, you woman up and move it then. You're strong, independent women who don't need no man. So prove it. He claims she went on to tell other staff members that he had refused, which led to a tense work environment. Yeah, this dude was absolutely right bringing this case to court. Now, I hope he has evidence, because don't just blindly do this. You have to research what the laws are in your state. But if you are in a toxic environment like this, as soon as it becomes apparent where things are going, start recording everything. Catch them in the act, save everything, and then just drop the bomb on them. Drop the lawsuit on them, wait until they deny it ever happened, and then prove them liars in front of everybody. At one point, when he tried to enter a room and Miss Knowles was talking to a colleague, he claims she told him, "Get back to work. We are talking in here." 2 months later, on the 22nd of November, in current year -2, as he tried to enter the office again, he alleges Miss Knowles told him, "Go away. We're talking about woman stuff." He says he replied, "It's okay. I have 3 sisters and I'm used to it." To which she replied, "No, you're a man. You don't need to be listening to this." Yeah, again, imagine if this was the opposite. You had a couple of dudes in the break room talking, and a woman walks in and they say, "Go away. We're talking about man stuff." Instant lawsuit right there. Yeah, again, in January last year, as he tried to enter the office, she said that Debbie Powell, who was talking to Miss Knowles, and another woman told him, "You should leave. This conversation doesn't involve you." That's basically a hint that they're talking about you. They're talking shit about you, and they don't want you listening. Undeterred, he stayed, but described the atmosphere as tense as he did his work, and nobody else talked. That's how the workplace should be in a lot of cases. So lastly, on May 26th of last year, he was allegedly told by Miss Knowles as he tried to enter the office, "This conversation isn't for you to hear, girls only." 2 days later, he was dismissed. Oh, yeah. So at this point, if he's already fired, you no longer have to worry about burning bridges. This type of toxic environment, they weren't going to give him a good reference anyway. Oh, dude, this is where you go scorched earth. So usually people advise you handle this carefully and tactfully because they can still screw you over if you burn the bridge. But if they already completely burned the bridge, dude, you got no reason to hold back. Let them have it. A claim of unfair dismissal was thrown out as he had not been at the company for the requisite 2 years, starting in January of current year -2. Allowing the sex discrimination claim to proceed, employment judge Rachel Harfield said in her judgment on the hearing earlier this month, "In my judgment, the claimant's case is sufficiently arguable and it should proceed to a full hearing. It is for the tribunal at the full hearing to hear all the evidence and then decide whether the alleged acts happen and their context." That is some pretty full of yourself bullshit right there. It's like, "Oh, we decide whether events happened." Like, bitch, if you weren't there, you don't know. You're only using circumstantial evidence. I mean, that's pretty much what most of this is. But you don't get to decide it actually happened. Nuh-uh. Now, you could decide whether you believe it happened or not, but you do not get to decide what actually happened. But since we know that's how courts work, it's important to have evidence. The moment your workplace starts getting even remotely hostile, start collecting evidence. Every single bit of evidence you legally can. And get ready for the lawsuit. Get ready to go scorched earth. We got to start fighting back, or this is never going to end. Oh man, I am so excited to tell you guys right now that finally, after about a year of build-up and shilling, we have launched Blade Devil on Indiegogo, and so far it is doing so well thanks to awesome people like you. If you haven't backed it yet, then please check the links in the description and check out Blade Devil on Indiegogo. You will not be disappointed. Looking forward to seeing you there.